Hey everybody, this is SOSS here of SOSS Presents, and today what I think I wanted to do is talk a little bit about the music business. It's 11 things artists need to know to break into the music business. Let's talk about it. Alright, I jotted down some notes, and this is what I'm just going to read it off to you. Some people don't like to read. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to tell you 11 things artists need to know to break into the music business. Let's go. Let's just get right to the nitty-gritty. Unlike other industries, as soon as an artist creates a song or a beat, he or she is thrust immediately into being an entrepreneur. Study the business side of the music: marketing, promotion, distributions, publishing, royalties, radio promotions, digital marketing, etc. Music is an industry where what you don't know will hurt you. The basic accounts that track royalties and income beyond the money your distributor collects for you. Okay? So here you are. These include the performance rights organizations, which is called PRO, like ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, Sound Exchange, and a publishing administrator. The PROs collect money from radio play and public performance. Okay? Just some notes I took down. Sound Exchange collects money for the website and internet radio stations that stream your music, as well as portions of your income from Pandora. Your distributors pays the rest. Your co-publisher, if you have a publishing deal, or your publishing administrator, collects your publishing royalties for you, keeps their contractually agreed upon share, and pays the remainder to you. Co-publishing deals are often 50-50 split income and ownership, and administration deals usually consist of the publishing administrator keeping 10 to 15% of what they collect, but none of the ownership. Okay? These are some important things. A lot of people just be tripping and thinking the old school way, and that's not how it is anymore. And a lot of these situations on what I'm telling you about now basically are the old school way. With the difference is you just got some digital rules and regulations that you need to follow, and how you can get your money that way. You know, what's due to you, which is called royalties. Okay, let's go to 3. Trademark your name as a performer and copyright your music to protect your rights. A trademark is a name registration with the U.S. government that protects your right to use your stage name in commerce. Okay, it also protects you in case someone comes along and tries to use the same name. You can trademark your artist name, the name of your label, if you own your own label, and your name and likeness on your merchandise. Okay? Regarding copyright, you technically own the copyright to your music as soon as you record it. I guess you know that. Still, a copyright should be filed with the U.S. Copyright Office, so that if you do have file a lawsuit for someone infringing on your work, you can collect damages and legal fees. While you can stop someone from infringing upon your song without filing officially, you can't collect damages without filing copyright, as that is technically the only public way to verify your copyright. Okay? So yeah, basically, cover your butt. You know, you need to cover your butt. And a lot of people don't take that in consideration, you know. So another thing, incorporate your artist name as a business so that you can separate your business assets from your personal assets, and don't commingle your bank accounts. That's very important. You don't want to commingle your bank accounts, because if somebody sue you pertaining to your business, they can go after your bank account, especially if your company proceeds are attached to your bank account. So you want something separate, like a LLC company, you know, LLC of Subchapter S Corporation is a discussion to have with your accountant. Still, it is a critical aspect of being your own business entity. Okay. Additionally, you will need a tax ID number, also a tax ID number, of course, also called EIN from the IRS, and a corporate bank account. Hone your craft so you can be the best at what you are. The best you can do. Okay. There are, this is just some little notes, there are 20,000 songs uploaded to Spotify daily, and to stand out, you will need to be in the top 99% of artists to get there. You need marketing music that a large number of fans want to hear, and it needs to sound good. A well-mixed and professional mastering song matters. In hip-hop and the music industry in general, playlists are becoming a huge part of music discovery. So your songs must sound good, play back to back with well-known established superstars. You know, if you got your mix done, you want to be able to set your music up to sound like the next artist coming on, Alicia Keys or whomever else. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be able to relate. So it's not like they hear somebody cranking Jay-Z or whoever, and then the next song come on the playlist and it's yours, and it drop down and sound all half dead. You know, that's got a lot to do with the mixing and the engineering, and that's not an easy task. That takes work. You know, yeah. So you definitely want a well-mixed song. This is facts. Okay. It is imperative to learn how to build your fan base by marketing and promoting yourself and your music. Okay? Buzz leads to income and fame, both of which create success as an artist. To share your music with the world and build awareness, you must learn tactics to get potential fans talking about you and listening to your music. Standing out in the overcrowded industry is vital. It really is. Once you have a large group of fans who like your music, and you build a healthy buzz through every available avenue, internet, street, and club promotions, video and content promotions, digital and social media marketing, radio promotions, touring, the focus then switches to retaining your fan base while continuing to increase it. You know, it helps exponentially to either have the financial backing of an investor for a revenue split or equity split, okay? Or be signed to a record label, as marketing and promotions are extremely expensive. It can take anywhere from a couple of $100,000 to millions of dollars to properly promote a rapper or a singer. So you got to come up with some tricks to make that promotional thing happen. And you got to technically be in everybody's face. You got to be in everybody's world. You know what I'm saying? Just dig in, grind. This is what I stress as part of the hustle. You gotta hustle. You gotta hustle hard to be known for this. Okay, this is a big giant world, and you want your musical voice, your artist, to be heard, and you need to stand out. And then you have to ask yourself as your team, how do you stand out? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So so that's what's up. Yep. Tours. You can do local tours through your local town and stuff like that. You can start off how long your money can stretch. If you can stretch out further and you network with promoters and stuff like that that has shows that with other artists, and you can set in and you'll get known, you know, and have your team on the spot. What you want to do, what I know from some of my past experiences, you would definitely want to have a situation where you can, when you're doing live shows or something like that, where you can get their email or something like that, where you can contact them back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. If you got CDs, which is kind of fading out, but they still work. If you got CDs or whatever, you tell people come up, they can pay for a CD or whatever, and to pay for it is just to put their email or something down. You know, you want a list. You know, get you a list, a mail-in list, so you can contact them. So when you got a show coming up or something like that, or you're getting ready to promote some music or something like that, you can just go ahead and send it to them. You know, and so that's what it's all about. You want to get followers. That's about the follows, but real live follows, not just the likes and subscribe. That's a whole nother avenue. But I'm talking about when you do live shows, you want to get that information as well. And you know, so that's where you got to have your team on that, out there making moves at the same time. They say show money is always the first income artists receive. Book paid shows as soon as there is a demand for your music. Of course, you need fans to fill a venue, and shows come from demand for your music, which is driven by strong marketing and promotions. Okay, that's why I say you can piggyback on somebody else, another band. You can open for them if you're just starting out. And this way you can pick up their fan base, especially if you cranking and you throwing down. You know, it's always trying to get yours, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's the hustle in itself. Whether you stay independent or sign to a record label, you must learn to monetize your music and performances. Okay, this is very important. Okay, while you may need to do quite a bit for free in the beginning, but this is, you can do some free shows, but trust and believe, never pay to do a show. That's hustling backwards. That's hustling all the way backwards. You don't pay to do no show. Your talent in itself, and you doing what you're doing on the show, that's creating whoever show you doing, that's working on what they doing. You know, if it's an audience, whether they like you, if it's a contest or whatever, you don't pay. Don't pay to play. That's so butthole backwards. Don't pay to play. I'm going to tell you that now. Don't do that. Don't do that. So while you need to do quite a bit for free in the beginning, your focus needs to switch to getting paid as soon as it makes financial sense. Don't always work for free. Some artists forget they're making music for a living and do things for free longer than necessary to be accepted or to build their career. This is a business and needs to be treated accordingly. That doesn't mean great opportunities should be lost if there's no money involved. Know your worth. That's so important. Okay, the typical artist team consists of a manager, an entertainment lawyer, a business manager, also called an accountant, and a publicist, and an internet guru, somebody that's always online making it happen. I'm going to say that again. This is what your team should consist of. A manager, entertainment lawyer, a business manager, called an accountant, handling their business, a publicist, and an internet guru. that's on that internet. Your manager is the person who helps structure your career and image, sets goals, and handle your business for you. Aside from being someone you trust, they should also be experienced in building artists' careers and well connected in the music industry. Managers usually earn 15 to 20% of your total income. That you being the artist. An entertainment lawyer looks over and or creates contracts and negotiation deals for you. They are either paid by the hour or receives 5 to 10% of the deals they negotiate on your behalf, such as a record deal. A business manager handles the finance side of your life and your taxes. Most will give you a budget based on your income and help you plan your insurance, such as life, health, touring, and auto insurance. Paid by the hour or receive 5% of your income if they're handling everything for you. A publicist is like a megaphone. They tell the world about you and what you're doing. They get the blogs, magazines, and press excited to cover you and your movement. Some make sure you get invited to parties and events where you can be seen and covered in the media. Publicists are usually paid a flat monthly rate. Okay. An internet guru is the team member who helps oversee all of your social media platform, websites, digital marketing. They help you with your internet content and bringing attention to you via the internet for a flat monthly fee. Okay, and that is an internet guru. Okay, here's another one. Just see some good soy sauce tips now. Alright. Every new artist or group starts unsigned. The act will build a buzz but choose to stay independent, or a record label will court them and sign them to a record deal. Okay, let's see. An independent artist pays for their own recording, marketing, and promotions, and is responsible for finding a distributor to release their music to digital services providers, DSPs. That's what they call digital service provider, DSPs, such as Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, Deezer, Audio Mac, and YouTube. Distributors collects and artist payments from the DSPs and pay them after keeping a small share, which is usually 8 to 20%. If the artist or group chooses to sign a deal with a record label, there needs to be an understanding of how the deal will work. A record label offers advanced recordings, marketing, promotions, distribution, access to major label controlled playlists, and radio, all in exchange for a large share of the artist's income and ownership of their masters. The artist must pay back the bulk of the money spent on building their career from their share of the profits, and their share is usually 12 to 18%. This repayment, called recoupment, comes solely from the artist's share of the income, not from the income. Okay, that's something that needs to be understood. Okay, and I know I'm running my mouth with this business stuff and all that. So this is going to be my last one that I'm going to talk about today. But I'll get back and talk about some more things. If you're going to sign to a record label, be sure to have an entertainment attorney look over the recording agreement and negotiate it for you. This is very important. Aside from the fact that contracts are written in a language that only lawyers can understand, it's not always what's in a contract that can hurt you. It's what's left out. Depending on how much leverage you have when negotiating your deal, you'd ideally like to get a release date stated in the contract. But that's like how long you're going to be in the record deal. You know, you want to know a release date, because some people hold you forever. I know this guy, I'm not going to say his name because it's personal, but his situation is where talented, handsome, he can sing, he can rap, I mean, he could do all of that. He could write music, He can, oh man, so talented. And he got in a bad record deal with a record company and a record label, and what they wanted him to do was, because he's not gay. However, they introduced him and had him go to these different music industry parties and stuff like that, and the execs of the label were gay, and he had music ready to be released and everything that he worked on, and they didn't release his music. They were at this party, and the guy told him, say, hey, let's go to my place, because I got my own studio. I want you to create something tonight. And so he said, well, sure. So he went to the guy's house, nice mansion and stuff like that, with a studio. So he down in the studio waiting for the guy to come back. The guy left him down in the studio, so he waiting. So the guy came back dressed in a negligee with perfume, has perfume on, dressed. Now this guy looked like a man and dressed like a man. Now he come in drag, coming down there, and wanted him to do something. So the guy, the artist, he was like, man, I'm not feeling well. I'm have to leave. I was waiting for you to come down so I could tell you that, so because I'm getting ready to go anyway, because I'm not feeling well. I don't even feel up to singing. So he actually had to play it off to still save face to be with the company and with the contract he signed. He didn't have a lawyer when he signed his contract, so he didn't have a clause where he got an automatic out. So this was years ago. The dude was young, handsome, just in the so talented. So that package that he once was, they kept him in the contract. He been writing for other artists. I did some. I'm not even gonna name the artists, but he wrote for other artists, and they became famous. That's on the label, and did some good things, and became millionaires. But he didn't. But he couldn't do nothing, couldn't use his own name, couldn't get back out there and just do his own thing or come with another contract. But because he wouldn't have sex, wouldn't let the guy orally do nothing to him or orally do something to the guy, they just held him in the contract and wouldn't let him buy his way out. So I'm saying this to say, make sure you covered. You know what I'm saying? If you go like that, then that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna knock what people do, but that just wasn't his thing. He's a heterosexual, and he wasn't a homosexual, and that's something that I know that took place for a fact. And when he was telling it to me, he was crying. And now I think he just recently started to I think he recently then got out of that contract because of the times. But now he's older, with kids, just a different looking guy, although he still had the talent, and he's still nice looking, but he's a lot older. So it's a whole bunch of years that he missed being able to be that young entertainer out there doing stuff because he signed the wrong contract. Depending on how much leverage you have when negotiating your deal, you'd ideally like to get a release date stated in the contract. It could be 9 months from signing or a year from signing. It's up to you. But make sure you get a date where you can leave the deal with your music if the label doesn't put your music out commercially. Okay? Try to get a marketing dollar commitment in writing and of where and how the label will spend this funds. It's not always easy to get this type of promise, but if they want you badly enough, they will do it. And if another label is interested too, all the better. Bidding wars force the value of the deal upwards. Your goal in negotiating a contract is to get as much money and perks as possible for as short a duration of time as possible. A label's goal is to keep you as long as possible for as little as possible. Remember, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. This is Soy Sauce at Soy Sauce Presents, and I'm just like to say peace and blessings to you all. And go out there, make that money, but handle your business and keep your business straight. Alright, this is Soy Sauce signing off. I'm going to holler back. Peace.